Welcome to the Soulful Valley Podcast, the sanctuary for soul-led entrepreneurs, creatives, and changemakers ready to rise. I'm your host, Katie Carey, best-selling author, book collaboration mentor, publisher, and energy alchemist, here to help you tune into your truth, amplify your voice, and align with the frequency of miracles. Each week, we dive into soulful conversations, transformational journeys, and the energies that shape our lives and businesses. It's time to evolve on purpose, because the world needs your light, your words, your legacy. Let's begin.
You gotta love yourself with all your heart. If you don't already, it's time to start. 'Cause nothing's gonna work out until you do.
Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I am Lalita Donatella Ribac, Lalita, and I'm so happy to be back again here at Katie's Soulful Valley, my favorite podcast by far, and you'll hear some of 2026 predictions for both the world. We call this mundane astrology, and also your own predictions for your sign. So let's dive in. But first I need to say that I use Vedic astrology, the Vedic zodiac, which is based on astronomy and the actual position of the stars and planets. So we go by what we call the fixed stars, so there's no confusion, and the planets are exactly as you look at them through a telescope or through astronomy studies and calculations. And this helps making very accurate predictions. I have predicted this awakening, the spiritual awakening, the change of frequencies, and the speeding up of time on the earth plane in the last 3 or 4 years. Vedic astrology is really an easy system that you can use to find out what will really happen in your life. So it's not feel-good affirmations or psychology. It's literally based on what the sky is like and what it means for you and your life and every area of your life, actually. That's what the Rishi said, the prophetic sages of India a long time ago. So we'll give you 2 or 3 examples. A few years ago, I predicted the result of the American presidential election. Not because I liked the current President Trump, but because it was really looking at the sky. The sky doesn't lie. The planets have very specific meanings, especially in certain alignments. So I said, even though there's a lot of controversy, he will win by far. And the other candidate didn't have so many good planets, and I checked the planets on their election day, and there was no match. It was just 100% sure. And so 90% of astrologers failed to predict this election. So that's an example of how Vedic astrology is. And I've been collaborating with the top Vedic astrology magazine in the world. So arguably that's the best. It's called the Astrology magazine, and it's very old, associated with Dr. B.V. Rama. So why am I telling you all this? So you can trust the predictions. They're not my choice. Just I go by the planets. And also Dharma. Dharma is a principle of Vedic astrology where you're supposed to say the truth, whether you like it or not. So even, say, for example, for election, you cannot choose your candidate. You just have to see what is seen in the sky. So let's go on and see what's going to happen. Also, I predicted that we will need to get together and create prayer groups, because many situations in the world will reach a tension and stress, and we will need to understand the opportunities we have, because time is speeding up in an unprecedented way. This is a divine design. It's for divine design. It's not a calamity. So it will be very good for the human race, because we've been waiting forever to have the results of our work, the fruits of our desires and action and also plans, etc. Now everything will happen very, very fast. So make sure you're prepared and don't try to do things the way you used to. You're not supposed to wait because waiting is a waste of time. That's what I've learned from my teacher, and also it has worked in my life. I don't wait necessarily for everything to happen. So let's go back to the other predictions I made. I was looking also at 3i Atlas, which is a cosmic object, a galactic object that has never arrived in the sky before. So people have different impressions. From my intuition and the planets says that this is an artificial object and not but it is also plasmic. So it has also some kind of consciousness. And it will change the consciousness on Earth and our consciousness. So it is up to you how to interpret it, whether it is benevolent or not. According to my intuition and also the planets I've seen, it's actually a benevolent phenomenon. And it's going to shift our consciousness as we see ourselves in the cosmos, in this galaxy, because we have been kind of provincial in our vision of the cosmos because of the information we receive through legacy media and mainstream education, etc. So we are really cosmic beings who live on different dimensions simultaneously. So that's the explanation I have for this event, this cosmic event. So the spiritual tools for humanity is for our next great leap. This is what I suggest, both ignoring time as it used to be. Everything is supposed to happen fast. You don't need to be paid once a month or once a week, depending on what job you have. Some jobs will change. It will disappear because better jobs will be available. And maybe you will find a way to earn money without working so hard, and you will work just a fraction of that time. So all this is possible now because things have changed completely globally, and you'll see it sooner rather than later. The consciousness on Earth, I'll be honest with you, is really splitting in two major trends. So don't be scared. There'll be a lot of polarity. People who seem to be friendly and understanding suddenly will turn inimical. It is not evil. It's actually an opportunity to really find out what you want in life and to choose freedom. More freedom from other people's judgment, more freedom from people's expectations, whether they're loved ones or acquaintances, it doesn't really matter. There'll be some kind, I can say two Earths, although it will be the same planet, but the frequency will be definitely different. Okay, there are those who are ready for ascension. Literally, they are ready to transform their flesh and blood body into something subtle that lives in the higher dimensions, where there's still a body, but there's also a lot more light, more understanding, more love and compassion. And there is another Earth where people want to go at a slower pace. It's not their fault. Nobody's better or worse. Some people are not interested in the ascension. They're not that interested in the divine at all because they're souls who are learning this other way. So we cannot really judge them, but we need to take a stance. We need to make a choice. The time is now, and in 2026, you'll understand why. I don't predict major wars in 2026, despite what astrologers are saying. I see at the end of September 2026, through the planets, that there will be a shift. So there may be a major war, global war even, the possibility is there. So that's why we need to pray, because prayer, meditation, evolving, working on ourselves, creating more love and freedom in our lives, changes the consciousness and changes the frequencies and changes the events on the planet. We have a lot of power. Just think of the Schumann resonance. When all the positive emotions spike together, the earth will literally change. And And that is the most beneficial and benevolent vibration for the earth. So we want to be in that vibration. We want to bring good into the world by changing ourselves. It's not vain. It's not a waste of time. It's not something for rich people. It's for each and every one of us. We have the opportunity, not just a duty, because that may seem like a lot of work, but actually it's the opportunity for you to spend time to find out why you have certain beliefs and which are good for you and which are not, which are the associations that are good for you, what you want to create in the world, because you deserve the very best of everything. There's no divine imposed limitation on what we can do. There's no imposed limitation on the wealth, the joy, the love we can have. So all that is imposed by ourselves. We decide for karmic reasons. So karma is associated with time, and time speeding up means dissolution of a lot of karma that we are letting go so we can ascend, we can become more powerful in a positive way, and also more intelligent, literally full of light, because we are already photon light. So that has never changed. Also, we are in Satya Yuga. I predicted that 3 years ago when my teacher said, okay, starting now, only spiritual people will be supported. What's spiritual? Well, that was in the sense of who is a righteous, dharmic person. So those who are seeking a better life, at the same time they're doing some good in the world. So their progress doesn't harm life, doesn't harm the earth plane. So that progress is supported by the divine forces, by all the benevolent forces. So those who have been prospering or rising to power through evil means will no longer be able to do so. So this is not wishful thinking. It's literally based on the frequencies now on the earth plane. Because we have also in the Veda, the Rig Veda also says this. The prerequisite for receiving divine guidance and miracles is a pure heart. The more pure the heart is, the purer your heart, the more supported you are, always, but particularly at this time. So now, you probably have felt this. It's the mass awakening. These words have become like buzzwords, but pay attention a little bit. How many people are talking about transformation, self-help, intuition, frequencies, energy? Energy doesn't lie. You walk into a room, you know immediately what's going on. But you may talk yourself out of it because we don't like to see negativity, right? So we say, no, I want to have a good time. It's not true. People here are all my friends and benevolent. But your body, mind are telling you something else. So start to pay attention to that more and more. It's not just for, once upon a time people said, oh, it's just for women. Women are intuitive. No, everybody is intuitive. You're all prophetic. Pay attention to your dreams. Your subconscious is telling you. I've had predictions that I made astrologically. First they were dreams, and then I checked them astrologically, and the planets corresponded to that prediction. So this is not just me. Everybody is psychic. Everybody can attract miracles. You don't have to work for miracles. You attract them through your frequency, through your beliefs, through being open and self-loving. All this is available to you right now. So let's move on and see what's going on. Pay attention to January 14th because that is the solstice that happens in heaven, let's say in the cosmos. There are benevolent beings, whether you want to call them divine or just advanced ETs, who live in the higher dimensions, and on this day, something shifts in the cosmos. So we say that in heaven there's only one day, not a year. 1 year on earth equals 1 day in heaven. So these higher beings go to sleep, and that's our winter, our 6 months, the path of the sun. south, going south. And then there's a northward path of the sun, and that's their daytime. So the benevolent forces are more available for you. So prayer works better, your transformation is faster, you attract more miracles starting from January 14th for the following 6 months. And the sun and the stars and distant, even distant movements in our galaxies are sending new waves of energy, guiding humanity to open the third eye and to open up to ancient wisdom, which we have forgotten. So forgotten truths, forgotten civilizations, forgotten tools we have within. Now these are all possibilities coming to you in 2026. So in this episode particularly, we will explore how the cosmic alignments of 2026 will unveil lost technology, so lost civilization again, sacred knowledge that was either suppressed or simply forgotten. Because when the yugas, the cycles of the earth, change and they become darker, we forget our origins, our divine nature, we don't use the intuition anymore, we don't honor emotions, positive emotions, we don't honor women and children also. No, that's the other problem. So all this is changing because Satya Yuga, which is called the Golden Age probably, and it's a good translation, also means Shakti Yuga. Shakti Yuga means the time of the divine feminine, which also has been suppressed. So in ancient Rome, BC, we had lots of goddess religions. I say that because I did live in Rome and I'm from Italy originally. There were these goddess religions which brought a lot of good, and they were very benevolent, very positive, and they were eliminated completely then in later times. So all that is returning, not because you have to follow a religion, but the divine feminine will be more available and will. It has also a fierce aspect, which means the suppression of good, love, children, women will end. It is already ending as we're speaking. So let's move on and start predicting by signs. Okay, so I want to say a few things. As I said, I'm using the Vedic zodiac. So the position of the planets may differ from what you have heard from Western astrology. Literally, there is a huge difference because modern astrology has moved all the signs basing on the precession of the equinoxes. You may not know what that is, but you can say it's the tropical zodiac that goes with the seasons, whereas Vedic astrology follows the fixed stars that haven't moved almost at all. They have not moved significantly in the last few thousand years. So because of that, Neptune right now is in Pisces, not Aries. Saturn is in Pisces, not Aries. And also, so this will not change the meaning of these planets. Actually, you will understand what they mean very soon. Uranus right now is in Taurus, I believe, so not in Gemini, as some people are saying. Again, I'm not judging, I'm just looking at the planets. So Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. And yes, it is generational, so I will tell you what that means. And Jupiter is in Gemini. The South Node Ketu, which means past lives, and also someone's desire for spiritual enlightenment, is in Leo, which means that right now leaders are not acting too egoistic. There's actually some kind of feigned or real or feigned humility. But I believe that it's just a fake, because politician means pride also. It goes by the sun principle. So Mercury is in Scorpio right now as I'm making this podcast, and Mars, Sun, and Venus are in Sagittarius, which is very idealistic sign for these planets. And Mars also is well placed because because this is a fire sign, and also that belongs to Jupiter, the planet of highest wisdom, which is friends with Mars. Venus becomes very idealistic here, loves foreign cultures, foreign ways of approaching spirituality. And the Sun, the planet or celestial body, the luminary that represents the self, both the soul and the self, the ego, both. So it depends on where it's placed. It either strengthens the ego or it brings soulful qualities and also righteousness and success. Okay, then we'll move to Capricorn. Pluto, surprise, surprise, is not in Aquarius. So that's a huge mistake because Pluto is actually in Capricorn until 2030. So you can see that the other system that moves all the planets can bring a lot of confusion unless you know how to use it, which requires many years of study and also lots of complicated calculations. Okay, then we have the North lunar node in Aquarius with the moon right now. So I'm very happy to make this podcast with these combinations because they represent astrology, they represent the collective, the future generations, everything innovative, everything humanitarian, etc. So I'm happy to help you spend a fantastic new year with my predictions, and they will be, I hope, enlightening and supportive for your goals. Now in Pisces, as I said, we have Saturn. Saturn means longevity, slow time, and hard lessons, but also blessings after doing a lot of hard work and receiving the fruits of your hard work, to be rewarded for your hard work. Also, it means charity, especially Pisces is a very charitable sign. It represents, donations and selflessness, merging with another person that you love, universal love. There's a lot of positivity in Pisces for humanitarian pursuits and also spiritual pursuits. It's the house of meditation also. So Neptune is with Saturn, as I said. All right, so we have gone around the Vedic zodiac, and let's see what that means for each sign. Okay, so Neptune, well placed in Pisces. Neptune represents fame, intuition. It depends on the position of Neptune in your birth chart. So I give predictions for that. I do coaching sometimes with astrology, not always. But if you're interested, you can find me at the link with this podcast. So Pisces is the sign of intuition, is the most compassionate sign of all the 12. Expansion also, and enlightenment. Also wealth, some nakshatras, some stars, some constellations in Pisces. Nakshatra is the Sanskrit word for those constellations. It means expansion, wealth. So both spiritual and material wealth. So Pisces, that's fortunate for you. This energy honors your soul, okay? Brings visionary breakthroughs, radical solutions, inspired art, new healing modalities. So you'll see new healing modalities through meditation, but also new technologies and innovative approaches. So the mass awakening is also bringing psychics. All of a sudden, people are becoming psychic. They may be doubting it, but then they realize, oh, wow, I had that intuition. I had that feeling that something was going, the gut feeling. Actually, we have a lot of neurons in the gut. That's what the yogis say, that there is a brain in the gut. So pay attention to those feelings. If you walk into a room and you get a stomachache, you may want to leave or just pay more attention and be alert. But if you have a good feeling in the gut and in the heart, so you want to trust that too. So heightened telepathy and empathy will be there. Mars and Saturn conjunction arrives in April and May until early May. So this may bring global tensions. Fortunately, at that time, around that time in May, Jupiter moves to a very compassionate sign, which is Cancer, and it's a very good place for Jupiter, and Jupiter will bring some more wisdom and hopefully will help people heal faster from stress and fear, etc. Now, Uranus in Taurus may spark memories from past lives, though especially for Taurus people. Taurus, we don't go through the sun sign, we go by the moon. The moon is the mind. In Vedic astrology, the mind principle. So you may want to find out your Vedic sign. There are lots of tools online you can find to discover your moon sign in Vedic astrology. Even through dreams and sudden realizations, you'll have a lot of energy that supports your commitment to your evolution, and also just having a more meaningful life where friendship matters a lot and there's a lot of deeper love, less interest in love, more open-hearted love that's been missing from this planet for a long time. There'll be revelations on hidden technologies. So be ready. This year you'll find out a lot about maybe ETs, space travel, hidden technologies. All this cannot be held back anymore. A lot of people are talking publicly about it. So find out, because Uranus says that will happen. So shocking clarity will arrive. Also Jupiter in Gemini, that's one of the signs of communication and technology. So that also will be there.
Are you ready to share your words with the world? Applications are now open for 3 brand new books in our best-selling Soulful Poems series, Soulful Poems 5, Nature and Nurture, Soulful Poems 6, Wisdom of the Soul, and Soulful Poems 7, Messages from Spirit. We are also inviting authors for our next transformational collaboration, Evolving on Purpose Volume 3, Angels, Spirit Guides, and the Frequency of Miracles. Whether your soul is calling you to write, to read, or to receive inspiration on the screen, this is your time. Step into Soulful Valley and co-create with us today. Did you happen to watch Zero Limits on Amazon Prime yet? If you did, please let us know what you thought by reviewing the movie on IMDb and/or Amazon Prime.
This is part 2 of the podcast. As I was talking about Uranus in Taurus, Uranus here will help you learn more about ETs that are friends. There are some who aren't. And so that information will come to you even if you don't look for it. But if you want to investigate and look deeper, then it's your privilege to join the cosmic community in your heart. Maybe you won't see anybody, maybe nothing will happen in the sky, but you will feel different about yourself. So that is the effect of Uranus in Taurus. So many people hear again that Pluto is in Aquarius, but as I said, Pluto will remain in Capricorn until 2030. Uranus will move to Aquarius in 2031. So it's a very different picture, and which explains a lot. Again, so the Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus means that you're following the real position in the sky. Again, that's what NASA sees also. So we're not entering an end time of destruction, okay? Actually, it's a powerful transition into a higher human, higher life, a better life. It's a quantum leap from limitation to divine realization. So what happens when you remember your divine origins? You don't doubt yourself. You're not manipulated. You trust yourself. You take action on your dreams, and you attract what you want without working so hard. Okay? Because in Satya Yuga, you're not supposed to feel enslaved or oppressed. All those things are in the past. It's a choice, actually. Some people in that part of the earth the people who are not interested in the so-called ascension or awakening, etc., they will experience more of the past. And the other half of the earth, I don't know if it will be 50-50, but it may seem that way right now. So our collective intuition has been piercing through centuries of manipulation. And we have been doubting ourselves so much. And also we have entire organizations, academies, etc., that keep us in the past. So that, again, will come to an end as everyone will start waking up. Let's go to the predictions for Aries. So that's the first sign in the zodiac. So we always start with Aries. Aries born are leaders. You love to be at the forefront. You're interested in sports because usually you're athletic, or at least you like to watch sports. And you're inclined towards medical profession or technical sectors. You may become a sportsman, a doctor, an engineer, or even a security guard. This is how my guru says it about Aries. But of course, Aries are different. There are 3 major stars, so Aries can be, basically there's no limit for any sign, but those are the tendencies because Mars is the ruler of Aries. So Aries, you'll be involved in religious and spiritual practices. This is an auspicious time to spend more time with your family and to go on a pilgrimage. Even if that is weird for you, you may visit some spiritual sites in a foreign country. You'll be attracted to ancestral temples even. So maybe from a different culture and some past civilization. You may have a dream that tells you, because Saturn is in your 12th house, that means that dreams may guide you to go to ancient sites to find out more about your destiny and your beginnings, or even something interesting about your past lives. So time doesn't exist the way we perceive it. So remembering past lives is pretty much what's happening now for everybody. A lot of my clients and even family members have told me that they feel more moved to do to follow a certain culture, or maybe they move to a foreign country to investigate that deeper, to see how to live a different kind of life. So the last 3 months to 4 months of the year may be a little difficult for Aries, but you can overcome them because you will find that your spiritual life is increasing and you're increasing in importance. Okay, so it will take a center stage even at some point. So avoid the lethargy, which can come from Saturn being in your 12th house. Make sure that you're structured and don't delay your tasks, because Saturn in that position can be very, very stern, like a teacher, a professor, or even an authority figure, a manager who gets very upset with you, and you don't want that to happen because it's not helpful. So overall, you will see career growth. It's a good year for those who are looking for a new partner for love. You have to be a little cautious if you're married because there may be some misunderstandings, but overall you can overcome them. Health, you have to be very disciplined with your diet and also with your rest. So don't miss your meals at lunchtime, which is the Ayurvedic time. Ayurveda is the ancient medicine of India. It goes well with Vedic astrology. They go very close together. And so stay cool. If you feel like your blood is overheated, you're hot all the time, make sure you eat more veggies and fruit. That is according to Ayurveda, and it's for educational purposes only because I'm not a doctor. Okay, so let's move to Taurus. Taurus, you're very artistic, or at least you love art and jewelry and luxury and a peaceful life. You love nature. And this year you work a little bit harder, and you'll enjoy a good life, actually, even though work will be harder than usual. So prepare yourself for a promotion. So good news for you. Just be a little bit cautious if setbacks arrive in the middle of the year. So you may acquire a house or a car, and there is the possibility of feeling a little bit insecure. So ignore that, because it comes from Saturn, and it comes really because you love stability and security and knowing about the future, how it will be. Actually, a little uncertainty is good for you, and meditation can bring you mental peace. So it's a good year again for your career. You will see a lot of good things happening through positive attention at work. Later in the year, you may find that good fortune is waning a little bit, but don't lose heart. You'll still be very lucky. In love, you will feel a lot more happiness and find that you get along with everybody, including your family. And both Venus and Mars will support you. And if you feel even if you're looking for a new relationship and even a soulmate, this year it may happen. So keep your eyes open, Taurus, and enjoy your year. And now let's talk about your health. So again, diet is important for you because you're ruled by Venus, and Venus leads to some indulging into comfort foods, and also you may be distracted, not be careful with your health. So if you feel that you're not feeling well, always consult a doctor, don't ignore it. Okay, then let's talk about Gemini now. Have a good year, Taurus and Aries. So let's go to Gemini. Gemini are very skilled people. They are very good communicators. They're innovative. They create always new, either technologies or just better ways to communicate, to advertise, to start PR campaigns. They're experts in marketing. So they're very vivacious people. And Gemini, you love to talk to people, you love connecting, you're never tired of having at least 2 or 3 people, at least a day, minimum for you, having wonderful conversations about and having fun with your friends and loved ones. In the past few years, Saturn was a little hard for you, first in the 8th house in Capricorn, then moving to Aquarius was a little better, but now Saturn is in the 10th house. So 10th house brings you 50-50. 50% advance progress in your career, but also 50% more work. So I hope you're ready for that, because it will be very beneficial for you in the long run. Saturn brings you gifts and fantastic results only in the long run. It's never instantaneous. So in public relations, you will succeed if that's your field. In marketing too, you'll see lots of traveling, and this year you'll be rewarded for past work. Be polite with your managers, so communicate the way you do. Be skilled in relationships at work. So business will be a little tougher than usual again. The planets say so, but you will succeed in the end. Don't give up. Be open to feedback, and you'll get a lot of help from your higher ups. In love, you'll be happy this year. You have a fantastic married life. Also, you may have new romance and love coming into your life this year. There'll be some miscommunication in July. But other than that, because also Venus and Ketu will be causing some disagreement. But overall, you can fix it, and because you're very good sweet talking your loved one. In finances, it's a very good time, so you see more cash flow, and even you can make even an investment. I'm not a financial advisor, so please take this as a Vedic astrology predictions, and I cannot promise that will work, but just check with experts and then go ahead. So you should be able to make long-term investments. Okay, and then the health. Be careful because you tend to rest less than other people. Your mind is very, very busy with new ideas, and you run yourself to the ground sometimes when you skip meals, when you travel a lot, and also when you don't go to sleep on time. So just be gentle, and your life will be really very pleasant this year. Let's go to Cancer. Cancer, you're very emotional, very sensitive, and you need a lot of stability. That doesn't come sometimes because your partners are Capricorns, although they're structured, they're not always available for your emotional nurturing. And so you have to be the affectionate one. You have to be the one that nurtures others. It is this way for you, and it's both a blessing and sometimes tough to deal with, but just be patient and everything will be fine this year. It's going to be a lot of up and downs in finances. I'm sorry to tell you that, but if you plan, you will reduce by 90% all the issues that you will face just by planning and being cautious. Remember, your attention is healing and creative. So you can create a lot of good fortune just by paying attention. You don't even have to analyze. Go with your intuition, which is great. You're a water sign like Pisces and Scorpio. You're very intuitive. So trust that. You'll have a lot of fun with your friends and relatives, and that should make you happy because you're a homebody and you love to cook for people, love to spend time with your family. Just make sure that you're gentle with everybody and don't waste your time arguing. Okay, you may go on a pilgrimage this year, so that's a very high chance. In career, it will be a little bit tedious, but you can make good friendships even at work. So be friendly to your co-workers, and it will be very fun. But just look forward to a wonderful trip abroad, and also, as I said, a pilgrimage. That will refresh your mindset and even will help you with transformation. So for married people, it's time to be very diplomatic. And those who want to get remarried, they will marry again in 2026. So good luck. You'll hear wedding bells. Finances. So it'll be more expensive, but overall it will be very good for you. It's you'll be able to buy properties and even to be fortunate if you're selling something that will bring you a lot of good luck and money, more wealth. So be careful with sugar and fatty foods. Try to eat a balanced diet of good, greens and fruit. So light food, like if you want to go on a detox with the help of your doctor or a Ayurvedic consultant or other system, do so, but just follow the guidance. Okay, let's go to Leo. Leo, you're very proud people and you can afford it because you're very skilled and you're very good with work, you're very diligent, you tend to be a leader, you love to guide others, you like to be at the forefront, kind of like Aries, you just are born a leader. So avoid pride. Saturn is in the 8th house until the end of December, I believe. And you want to be very easygoing, so don't confront others, be polite, be humble if it's possible, and you'll benefit in every area if you do so. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of struggle and arguments, and also losses of former stability and security, etc. Okay. So try to get along with everybody, including your spouse. Sometimes there'll be a misunderstanding this year, okay? No arguing, not this year. At work, same story, so try to be very diplomatic and very agreeable with people, and you'll get a lot of help. Also, in love, there is a tendency to get upset with other people in general. So this also goes for love relationships. If you're nice, if you play nice this year, you love your new year. If you try to assert yourself, it may not work as well as in the past. So things have shifted. You have to be super diplomatic, very gentle with people. And also, you don't see your power. Like maybe what for you means just a little bit of being firm. And I'm talking about, again, Leo moons. Okay, moon in Leo. So be careful, because Saturn in the 8th house is not gentle. It can bring stress and unnecessary arguments. Money will be actually very good. You will be able to earn a lot through your investments. Just be a little bit cautious in the beginning of the year, and then you will have actually a good year. Instead, in investments, it's the other way around. At the beginning of the year is better, at first 3 months. Later, you need to be a little more careful. Health, so you feel a little more stress. Take care of your health, because again, Saturn in the 8th house is not tender with the health or with the mindset. Just be a happy, go-lucky Leo. You can be very charming and everybody loves you. Let's go to Virgo. So Virgo, you're born practical, very hardworking, methodical, and make the best of every situation. And you're incredible with all calculations, money, accounts, etc. So those are your gifts. And also you love to heal other people. That's often you're in the healing professions. And even when you're not, people love you because you give advice that actually it's very good advice, and try to control the tendency to criticize, because what for you is just a passing comment, and then tomorrow you'll change your mind because you're very changeable actually. It may stay with someone forever, and so be gentle. Always avoid being jealous, trust yourself more, have faith in God. This is the year. Even if you don't believe in God, have faith in the universe and be yourself. Okay, because counting yourself is important, because you yourself are God, you yourself are divine. So trust yourself. So in career, you may feel a little bit frustrated this year. You need to avoid that. Be gentle with other people again, that will bring you good luck. In business, you'll see a lot of growth. But you have to be patient. So don't give up easily, and don't make sudden changes. Okay, so be gentle with people, and also trust yourself, and you'll earn a lot of money actually with the right trading and investments, etc. In love, be diplomatic with your spouse. So Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is a house of excessive expenses. So having Saturn in the house of relationship may bring you stress through your wife's spending or through your husband's sudden purchases. Don't get upset. So talk to your husband or to your wife and come to an agreement, and then be fair and patient, and everything will work out very well. If you're looking for new partners, a new partner, that will be lucky. It will be much better, okay, than marital life. Right, then you'll see a lot of cash money. And also we may suddenly take up spirituality. Maybe you want to know about your astrology sign, or maybe you go to a pilgrimage, you like to try something new. That will turn out very good, and if you're into self-help, also that will help you a lot, and you will experience transformation. So you will feel much better this year. Just be careful with your stomach, and also take time to rest, because you can get very nervous and burn a lot of energy that you don't need. Be gentle with yourself. Also be cautious when with sports and driving, etc. So when you're paying attention, even the worst karma cannot get to you. That's what my guru says. That even if you have the worst karma coming to you, if you're paying attention, nothing bad will happen. Now let's go to Libra. Libra, so good changes for you. In general, it will be a good year, starting from January, right away. And your spiritual life will blossom this year. Later, in the end of the year, you'll feel a little more going slower, not making progress so fast as you were earlier in the year. But overall, it will be a great year for you. You'll see progress at work, more money, but there'll be disagreement with co-workers, maybe, even at home. Okay, so be gentle. Those who want new love, they will find it, and even a baby, if you're in a relationship and you want a baby, that will happen. So enjoy your love life if you're looking for a partner. In marital life, be very cautious, and then you'll experience a lot of joy. This year will be good again for money, and expenses will be reduced if you're cautious. You'll be more attentive and not spend too much. Saturn will be in your 6th house, which is a very good transit for you. So you'll be more methodical, and you will be cautious with your work and finances. Health. Take care of yourself. This is a stressful year for your health. So be gentle, diet more, just look into diets or a detox, and gentle exercise would be very good for you. We go to Scorpio. Scorpios are naturally intuitive. Again, that's the 3rd water sign. Very intuitive, very emotional, also curious. Also, they keep things to themselves. They are very secretive, and that's a little charming and makes them mysterious. But don't exaggerate, Scorpios, because the people who love you want to hear from you. The most positive traits are that there's a lot of loyalty. Once Scorpio decides to support you, you can trust them. They're very, very supportive, and that's wonderful, because you know who your friends are with Scorpios. Life will be a little up and down in the beginning of the year, but mid-year you'll see a lot of good results. You will make peace with people from the past. A lot of good things will happen for you. At the end of the year, you may go on a long-distance trip somewhere fun or even spiritual. That can happen for you. So there'll be up and downs in career, and you'll need to be diplomatic and take care of yourself also, so you don't get stressed out. But you will receive a raise, and so you'll make definitely more money this year, and that will make life easier and more pleasant. Okay, so it will be kind of boring in love if you're married. If you're looking for new love, it will be much better. Okay, but if you're planning your wedding, get very organized so you don't delay that. And also, just decide that you will create a fantastic life. What happens when you make the decision? Everything works better. Now let's go to Sagittarius. So what are Sagittarius? Very, very strong-minded, religious people, very ethical, courageous, and very firm in their decisions. A little too firm sometimes, but anyway. And you're a very good professor or lawyer and even a priest. In general, can be a therapist or can be an advisor. Okay, so this is a very good year for you. You'll be much happier than you were last year. Just take care of yourself. Make sure you learn some meditation. And you will have a fantastic year, especially in relationship. It will be wonderful until May. And later, after May or June, you'll feel that you need to be a little more secretive and a little more fearful. You become a little fearful in relationships. Don't do that. There's no need. In fact, it's a very good time for your spiritual life. So you will take up meditation. You will become more intuitive. Wonderful things will happen for you. So good luck through your partners until June. Later in the year, you may feel you're spending more time due to your wife or spouse or husband. Or if you're in a committed relationship, you feel there are a lot of expenses. But don't worry, you will make that money back. And at work, you'll be lucky. People will support you. People at work, at home, you'll feel a little depressed. So make your life better by improving your decor. Buy yourself some new pillows or change the furniture if you can afford it. And that will bring you a new energy, fresh energy in the house. You may want to burn some incense if you feel stressed at home. I'm saying this because Saturn is in the 4th house. And that makes life a little bit stressful at home. But you can make your home life delicious, divine, by choosing to meditate at home, to play some beautiful music, burn, again, incense if you like that, buy fresh flowers. So make an effort to make your home life fantastic. You can do that. You have those gifts. In your health, just be careful this year because some small issues may come up. So take care of your health. Rest, eat properly, and you'll be fine. Now, Capricorn. Wow, Capricorns, the way Capricorn works, everybody's super diligent, super focused, super achievers. And so we all love the way you are, and you never complain. You're fantastic with everything. This year, just be careful when you speak because you may tend to blurt out things because Saturn is in your 3rd house. So Saturn, when we decide about a year, the first 2 planets we look at are the slow planets. Saturn takes 2.5 years. Saturn is your ruler, Capricorn. And Saturn takes 2.5 years to change sign. So now sitting in the 3rd house of communication becomes a little bit stressful unless you handle it with diplomacy. So be very gentle when you speak, gentle at work, gentle at home. Make your life fantastic because the words that you speak are creative. They're not just sounds. We created the life we have through words, so through the sounds, right? The word, in the beginning, there was the word was with God, and God said, what did God say? So you may want to use that biblical quote, or you can just learn from the yogis. They create with the sounds. They don't work very, very hard. They don't look for a job. They speak the creation with their words. So why am I telling you this? Be very mature, be wiser with your words. Okay, then you'll have a great life. You'll see a lot of progress though in your career. So remember, planets in the third house are not. Saturn does well in the third house, but communication becomes less courageous. You may feel fearful in taking new action, etc. So be strong and courageous. Don't worry. And just be righteous. When you're righteous, you're supported by all the divine forces. Try to be diplomatic at home again with your spouse, and you'll be much happier. For romance, it's a little easier. You'll find the right partner this year. You'll even decide to commit. With your money, it will be average, but there'll be a few spikes in the middle of the year when you'll be lucky. Okay, so be cautious with your investments. Take your time to decide. Okay, health. So you have to take care of your health this year. So do your best to take care of your health and go to sleep on time, but you'll get more help and you'll feel much better and more uplifted in the second half of the year. In the first half, be very cautious, see your doctor, take care of yourself. So Jupiter will support you from Cancer after it moves from Gemini mid-year. So from June onwards, your health will get much better. Now, Aquarius, you're you have such a broad mind, and you're so humane, so altruistic, so humanitarian, and you love, maybe you're an activist in politics. Be careful if you are. That's not a good idea. Also, Saturn is in your second house of speech and food, so be careful with those, both of them. Eat healthy so you don't get in trouble with your health, because food is really very important in our health. You know that. I know you don't want to hear that, but I need to say the truth. So be gentle with people and cautious so you don't get into trouble saying the wrong thing or getting into an unnecessary argument. But work will be very good. Sometime you may get sometime in the middle of the year, you may get a promotion from hard work you have done. But overall, you feel that you're working harder, even though you may not have extra hours to work. Just if you have the feeling that you want to take more time off, do so, but be careful, okay? You'll have a wonderful life in love and romance. Especially if you're committed. Committed relationships will be more fortunate than new ones. So enjoy your life, but speak always with wisdom and love. Remember that. So with love, my grandmother used to say you get a lot more with a drop of honey than the opposite. And she was totally right. You probably have experienced that. But be assertive also when it's time to speak up for yourself and for your human rights and other people. That's what you do anyway, Aquarius, because you're kind of an activist in the way you think and behave. Health, you'll need to learn meditation. Okay, watch also your diet, because you may tend to eat the wrong foods again. Saturn is the second house of mouth and speech. So try to eat light foods, especially. Well, there are some guidelines in Ayurveda. You may learn Ayurveda this year if you like the idea. It's ancient medicine that tells you what foods are good for your body type. And especially, I believe everybody can benefit from more vegetables and fruit. So overall, that's to me what we call a rasayana, meaning beneficial for all body types in Ayurveda. Consult your doctor when you hear these words from me, because I'm not a doctor. Now, Pisces, you're the most polite, philosophical, and religious person in the zodiac. You're also very intuitive, as we said, and you love others so much. You put yourself second all the time. This is the year where you'll have to take care of yourself because Saturn doesn't forgive. If you don't take care of your health, for example, you may feel very stiff. So go to take your yoga class. Take up a gentle meditation class. Don't stress yourself too much. So being focused and goal-oriented is very good, but don't overdo it. Be gentle with yourself. Get a massage. So take care of your physical body. That will help you a lot, and your feet especially. Pisces rules the feet. At work, you feel a little bit stressed that the eyes are on you. Your diligence will help you, and sincerity. Be honest, gently, and you know to be very polite, so people will love you anyway. If you say the truth, and if you need time off, go ahead and take it. Nothing terrible will happen to you. You'll be able to rest when you need to. Take a vacation and maybe a pilgrimage because you're so spiritual that will help you. Love life may be tough because Saturn makes you look for all the things you don't want in that relationship. However, if you're fair, Saturn will help you have a stronger, more committed relationship. You may even get married because Saturn brings commitment very often. And choose an auspicious time, consult a Vedic astrologer, so you choose a good time. That's very important for marriage. And for anything important, any major change in your life, ideally you want to consult a Vedic astrologer. I don't say that because I am a Vedic astrologer. I'm primarily a coach, but I've been studying Vedic astrology and practicing it at the scholarly level because I've studied the classics for many, many years, for 15 years. But I'm saying it because I've seen the results in my life, in my clients' lives, in my family's life. So it's a very good method that you actually can predict what will happen and get a lot of benefit by knowing what's the auspicious time. Okay, so money will be lucky, but primarily because you've been ethical and a good guy or a good girl, a good person. Pure heart is rewarded, Pisces. You know that. You're generally very, very ethical, very, very altruistic, very loving. So be the fantastic person you've always been. In health, again, must take up go for a massage if you can afford it, or just self-massage in Ayurveda, ancient medicine, is very important. Choose an oil for your body type. There's Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is the air element. The person would be slimmer, easily cold, etc., vivacious in personality, lots of talking. That's Vata. Then I'm generalizing a lot, so please be careful. And then Pitta, people are always hot. Maybe they have red hair, freckles. They easily feel warm. They don't like summer, okay, and they get heartburn. So those people are Pitta, and you may want to choose an oil for that. And then there's Kapha. So if feel that you're a little lethargic and it takes you a lot to get started in the morning, and you're a little overweight, then you need a different kind of oil. And maybe some new experiences, traveling, etc. So enjoy that and take care of yourself. This completes the astrological predictions for all the signs. I wish you a lot of luck, lots of inspiration, and also wonderful awakening to the gifts within. There are a lot of gifts. You were born absolutely psychic, divine, miraculous, magical. There's nothing I can say to overdo it, to overstate that. Trust that you are able to do anything you want. There are no limits. And I don't know if I mentioned that in 2025, the movie I was featured in, it's called Zero Limits, premiered in California in June, and now is It's a super hit. It has received 27 awards and 40 nominations. So you may want to catch it up. It's very inspirational. Some people say miraculous. Some people have been watching it every day and have seen transformation. It's called Zero Limits. I feature there with Dr. Joe Vitali. He's an author, as you know, most likely. And also he was in the star in The Secret. Anyway, and a fantastic cast. Katie of Soulful Valley also is there. And so I recommend this movie very, very much. Enjoy it and good luck. Happy New Year.
So ask yourself, is this for me? Give yourself some boundaries. Learn to trust your intuition now.
Thank you for tuning in to the Soulful Valley Podcast. If today's episode spoke to your soul, share it with someone who needs it, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts to help others find our sacred space. Want to go deeper? Check out the show notes, where you can find links, all of our opportunities and communities. And step into your power as an author or poet in one of our next best-selling books. The next chapter of your soul-led journey starts now. Until next time, keep evolving on